Alright guys, basically I'm going to replace the wheel bearing now. So, I've got a OTC slide hammer. I mean really any slide hammer will do. And this is the attachment. This is one of the smaller OTC attachments. And what I had to do to make this work was I ground or Dremeled or whatever the holes slightly bigger because 5x100 is kind of small for this. Obviously, in preparation, you're going to want your brakes off and your drive axle removed. Shit, this one's pretty stuck in there. Whoops. So basically what we had to do, I had to go full balls. We put 3 bolts in the hub, made sure it was 100% tight for maximum smacking capacity, and then we got our pry bar. Well, I held tension on the hub, he just gave her and we got it out. Now we got to take the snap ring out and push the bearing out. Wow. All right, guys. So we got the tool here. We're essentially going to need this one big cup that fits over here perfectly. And then we have 2 smaller cups. One of them is for pressing in the bearing, and one of them is for pressing out. So the one that presses in is perfectly sized. The one to press it out is smaller because if you try and put the perfectly sized one on the backside, you end up hitting the lip where the bearing is supposed to hit, and then you would crack your spindle if you tried to press it out. So we need to go one size down to press it out, and then pressing it in, we use the perfect size until it basically stops and hits that back lip, and then we put the snap ring back on. This kit you can get on Amazon for like 120 bucks. You're going to want a 32-inch socket or 32mm socket on the front, and then on the back side it's a 32mm wrench that you need on the back as well. And then I take my 3/8 stubby with a 1/2-inch adapter, plug it into the 32-inch socket. It's a lot of thread, so this saves a lot of time. Okay, and then you're going to want to switch to a breaker bar, and this is where the fun starts. Doing squats all day, wheel bearing squats. Okay, so my wrench is too close to the spindle now, so we stopped pressing the bearing and we started pressing the wrench up against the spindle. I'm going to put this on the opposite side. There it goes. It's best to scuff up the inside and lube it up. I'm still lubing her up, dude.
Shove it in. It's done.
Shut your mouth.
I call it good here.
Ain't shoving in anything till a fat lady sings.
Shove it in. Oh, how about fat man instead?
We're going up the size. We're going in for the kill. Here's the old bearing.
Yep.
So we're gonna use this cup. We're gonna use the size that's perfect. You can see that one, so we're gonna throw that one on, put it through. I'm gonna grab the cup, put it on the back side with the nut. All right. I'm going to go at this by hand again. So yeah, you just want to get it as close to straight as possible and then just start pushing. It doesn't need to be perfect because once you start pushing it'll go in unless you've got it really cockeyed and then you're screwed.
We're going to witness today, everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Jaden, we're so boring. We're going to have a single camera angle the whole video.
Yes. Hold on, let me fix that. All right.
Well, make sure it's in frame.
Oh, no.
And
no,
we're focusing
we're
on the parted hand.
No. Let's get a new camera angle because God demanded it.
So, as you can see, I was torquing it and it stopped. So I'm gonna keep going. You'll know when it's up against the back, when it just suddenly, it's smooth and it stops. Once after that light pressure is gone and it just hits that wall.
That's it.
That's it. And then of course, once you take this off, the most important thing that you need to make sure you do, which I have screwed this up before, is you put the damn snap ring in.
Jordan, it's okay. No one's gonna watch this tutorial.
Don't watch the video. Alright, this is our snap ring.
Look at that. It's beautiful. Welcome to the
I'm Oprah Winfrey and this is Jackass. Okay guys, it's in. Now you have 2 options here. You could either try and reuse...
This video is so fucking stupid.
I know.
That's fucking beautiful. Yeah, 2 other...
So this is your hub, right? Looks like shit. So basically what happens when you do a wheel bearing is the old one, the inner race, gets stuck on the hub. So we have 2 options. Get a new bearing, or sorry, a new hub with a removable speed ring that can be reused. So you take that speed ring off, and then you can use a bearing puller to get that off, or you figure out how to dremel this off or another way to press it off, and then you're good. I have new hubs that I got for cheap, and I lost them already. Primed and ready, old spaghetti.
Mark IV, what oil do I use in TDI?
So true, Jaden. We gotta think. Where did the dumbass put his hubs?
In my ass.
Get him out! They're not useful up there. So, another thing I'm gonna do before I put this hub in is this wheel speed sensor I broke. So now it's easier to smack it out. We've got the new hub, throwing it over the threaded rod with the cup on this side. And then we're using the smaller one to hold the back of the bearing in place while we push this hub inside of it. I have lubed the shaft. We're gonna stick it through the hole. And Bob's your uncle. So, like I was saying, it's very important that the back of the bearing is supported while you press the hub in. Otherwise, when you press it in, it's going to get caught on the second inside half of the bearing and push it out, and then your bearing's destroyed. For this step, I'm actually going to use just a 1/2-inch hand ratchet, make sure it all goes smooth, and just like the bearing, you'll feel when it stops. Before you press this in, you really want to make sure that the snap ring's in, and you've dealt with your speed sensor issues.
Wow.
Mint.